Welcome, everyone, to Grindcast, the official podcast of grindandword.com. I'm Matt, and today we've got
Will
and Jason.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about some E3. I mean, I don't think it's really that big of a deal.
There was only like 1,000 games announced.
Yeah. Some good.
To be fair, not really
Some
announced.
bad.
A lot of games were already announced like 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, that's true, but
Yeah.
now you actually can see that they're actually working on
Now
stuff.
they got release dates.
I want to start with Microsoft because I watched their press conference and I just loved how awkward the whole thing was. I mean, that's the one thing I love about E3 is how you have all these people that basically never see the light of day. You know, like they bring the CEOs of the companies and stuff out, and it's just like you maybe see them once or twice a year, like if there's some kind of new launch for a hardware, but normally you don't ever see them. And then like they come out on stage and they're trying to act like hip for the kids and everything to try and be like, yeah, I know your lingo. I know what you're talking about.
Terrible.
So one of the things I loved about Microsoft Conference is they were unveiling Forza 6, right? And
We're up to 6?
yeah. I didn't even know there was a 3.
People love that game.
But
Jesus.
they're unveiling Forza 6, and when the press conference starts, you see that there's seating in the front, and then there's just like this giant circle of no seats, like in the middle of the auditorium. And you're like, what in the hell is that possibly for? So then, like, one of the developers comes out and he's like, yeah, Forza 6, it's a great game, it's racing again. And then it's like, everything goes black, and then the spotlight comes up, and it's like this fucking new Ford, like, muscle concept, like, racing car comes down. It almost looks like a Ferrari. And it just comes down, and it sits in the middle of the floor, the lights come back on, and nobody talks about it.
So it's just sitting in the middle of this fucking audience.
They're just like, yeah, this is this new Ford. And then they bring Henry Ford III out.
Why?
Because Ford, you know?
Oh my god.
They bring him out, and then he's just basically talking about Forza. And how they're gonna have Ford cars in it or something.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I'm like, so wait, why did we bring this fucking motor, like this fancy fucking car down? And
This concept car.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you even see, like, as it's coming down, like, the people in the front row are, like, looking back. And then as soon as it lands, they just turn around and look forward to the stage again.
Yeah, because I'm not
It was
worried
like-
about a fucking car.
It was like
I'm worried
people were
about the
just like,
game.
yeah, I'm never gonna buy that.
It would have been
fuck.
even better if, like, James Hetfield was in the car.
It's like coming down, he's sticking out old Ace Ventura style, like, ooh, yeah! Ford! Give me fuel, give me fire! Give me the Ford that I desire! Ooh. Yeah! And then Lars is in the back, he's like, don't download our songs. He's playing drums.
I
Air
just
drums?
think that would
Air
add more to
drums.
the to the mystique of the whole thing, I guess.
It definitely would have.
It's like, that just, it made no sense to me. I'm like, really? You just tried to hype up this game, and then everybody's just like, alright, well, it's Forza.
Are people lining up for Forza 6? I can't imagine.
I think so, but
When they launched, like, when they launched Xbox One, like, Forza was one of the big games that was, like, the debut of it, and I never heard anybody
Forza
talk
Horizon.
about it. Yeah. I haven't heard a single person talk about it.
because to be fair, almost all racing games are the same thing as they were before.
Well, and that's the one thing I love, like, they're boosting about how realistic and photorealistic it looks. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's just cars. It's easy to make them look real. I'm like, fuck, when I popped in Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec on the PS2 for the first time, I was like, this looks fucking real as shit. And now that looks like crap.
Yeah.
It's easy to make cars look real.
I don't even
That's
care
why
about
it
it looking
doesn't-
real. I want actual, like, interesting gameplay things. Like, when I first played Burnout, that was a fun game
Burnout
to
is
play
an
because...
Oh,
excellent
Burnout.
series.
The whole series is awesome.
Because they actually innovated a racing game in a way that it wasn't just, hey, you're racing, don't crash your car. Now
Right.
you're supposed to smash your car into other people's cars.
So then, here's some other games that I thought were just kind of throwaway. Me personally, if you like these games, it's fine. I'm not attacking
Too fucking
you.
bad.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not attacking you or anything. But Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
I don't care about Plants vs.
I
Zombies.
like the first Plants vs.
Yeah, I like
Zombies.
the tower
When the
defense
tower
strategy.
Yeah, when they changed it to, like, now it's like...
FPS.
Yeah, that was like, what? No.
Yeah, it didn't need to be done. they're doing a Gears of War remastered edition.
Well, they've been doing that for a while now. They're remastering games that are on the last generation. It's like,
But that's what I mean. Like, I really don't.
those games.
Ironically, remastering things that, and I'm not trying to jump ahead, that they're going to have backwards compatibility so you can play the originals.
Yeah.
But we'll
It's
get
just
to that.
like
Well, no,
Tomb Raider.
and Sony's guilty of this too because of the one thing they announced that they were remastering. But I can understand if you're going to remaster something that was on a system that did not,
Had the
broadcast in
capabilities.
high definition. Xbox or PS2 or whatever. You're doing it like you're taking Gears of War and you're like, yeah, we're going to bring it up to PS4 specs. It's like, it really doesn't change it that much.
Even some Xbox and PS2 games were capable of 780.
Yeah, some of them.
The lowest.
They were capable
HD.
of 780. Yeah.
Yeah. Or 720, you mean.
720.
Yeah.
1080.
It's still,
720,
it's
yeah.
just like, it still doesn't,
I was thinking of 1080 Snowboard.
for current content, 1080 Snowboard. HD remaster.
Yeah, that needs a remaster.
Back.
Ricky Winterboard. But yeah, I don't like, because I'll just say it. PS4, they announced that they were going to remaster God of War 3, which was already a beautiful fucking looking game to begin with. I'm like, so what? Is his blades gonna shine brighter orange when he flings them now or something? Like, that made sense in the first goddamn place. I loved the game, but every time I was playing, I'm like, God damn it.
It's the fire of Hades.
You're like in a black cave and you just swing his fucking blade of chaos and it lights the whole thing up. I'm like, yes, okay.
Again, it's the flames of Hades.
It's the flames of Hades. What else we got here? This was the other game that I didn't really give two shits about. They're going to do another Rainbow Six game, and this one was Siege or whatever.
Okay.
I watched the demo. It looked like every other Rainbow Six game. I don't give two shits about
I'm
Tom
not kidding
Clancy
about
games.
Rainbow Six ever.
I'd rather read a Tom Clancy book than play a Tom Clancy-based game. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And I don't even like reading that much.
Damn. Take that, books.
Damn. Words what? I don't need those for an adventure.
Fuck that high fantasy.
So, things that I saw that I found interesting. Fallout 4,
Yeah.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
From what I've heard,
gonna get it.
Apparently, the start of the game is before the Fallout.
Yes.
So it's
you see how everything happens.
I don't
how
really.
it got where
I don't
it
really
was.
care about that though.
No, because that was the mysticism of the whole thing.
Because it's like,
You're like, how did
yeah.
everything become so shitty?
Yeah.
I know,
But
there
you
was
never
a
really-
fucking nuclear war.
Yeah,
that
but you don't know like why that happened.
You don't know
just
the events that led up
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah,
right?
I don't. Honestly, I'd rather they're gonna do that. I'd rather have a game that fully unfolds that,
But one of
not
the
just like a tutorial that's like, hey, this is this.
But one of the cool things Microsoft announced for it to try and get people to buy off of their console is that they're enabling it that you can download mods off of communities that only PC users would normally be able to use.
That is a fucking good incentive.
Yes.
That's a fantastic.
That would make
incentive.
me get an Xbox One for that.
There's a
'Cause
few
I
things
was-
that have made me want to get certain systems, but every time it just falls through. Like I was
Yeah.
gonna get a PS4 because of The Order 1886. Then I hear that game's really bad.
Oh, it's terrible.
now
Which
it's
is very disappointing.
yeah.
Because I was
Well,
looking
again, it
forward
was
to
more style over substance.
And
That was-
I
Yeah,
was-
but even then, at some points, I can stand games like that. But
yeah, as long as it's interesting enough that you
it's
can
playable.
Yeah.
as long as it's not Golden Axe Beast Rider.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm not saying anything bad about
Constantine.
Destiny here. I wanted to get a new console for Destiny. I just didn't have anyone that I would be able to play with.
Well, you know what? You're better off that you waited because Destiny on launch really wasn't that great,
Yeah,
and now it's fucking fantastic.
so I've heard.
Yeah. But, so that was the one thing they mentioned about that. That would maybe tilt the scales a little bit in my eyes to get an Xbox One. I already have a
guarantee you.
PS4. I'm not that person that's gonna be like, which one's better? Sony's the best, you know, like, I'm not
They're
gonna get
basically
into
the
that.
same goddamn thing.
Yeah,
There's certain exclusives that separate them, but it's
There's not enough.
not enough.
right. So, Microsoft then unveiled, of course, Halo 5 Guardians.
How do you feel about that whole story decision where Master Chief's getting hunted down And you play as both sides, and Master Chief's recruiting an army or some nonsense?
It kind of makes sense in a term of what they want to do with it because of how 4 played out. But at the same time, I'm like, if you're going to give me a game that's Halo and make it 5, like an actual installment in the story arc series, and I'm only going to sometimes play as Master Chief.
Halo 2.
Yeah. I'm just like, what the fuck? And it looks like they just sat there and they said, hey, well, you remember how in Reach was a great game? You played as a splatoon of like 5 people? Why don't we just do that with 2 different factions? So it's basically you play Reach twice.
Hey, I will say this. I really liked Reach.
No, I do like Reach.
The reason why it's better than what Halo 5 is going to be is
the story was fantastic in Reach.
I'm not going to have to worry about this other side of the story that makes no goddamn sense. Why exactly is Master Chief being hunted down?
Because he's basically going rogue because he's trying to take out the Promethean lords and stuff, and that would cause problems with the Covenant. And since they in 3 had that peace treaty, he's going to like basically destroy all of that. But he has to do it.
Yeah.
So the UN and in 4 there was that whole thing where the one commander told him to destroy the Cortana chip, and he said no, and he just left. And
because he wants the banger.
Yeah.
Let him bang the AI.
So I guess like he's going rogue now, in the desert with a cloak on, which makes no fucking sense.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure almost all the Spartans were killed way before this.
Well, in 4 they started a new Spartan program.
I didn't know that. That's stupid.
You get lazy and you write things to keep shit going. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Apparently.
The only thing, I still kind of want to play it. Just because I love the franchise so much. But the one thing that's really killing it for me is that there is no LAN co-op. I mean, there is no,
couch co-op.
Couch co-op.
Which is bullshit.
You have to play online with people, and that person has to have a Xbox Live gold membership
all
to
the
play
way
with
up
you.
Through 4.
So there's no guest shit anymore. Yeah.
Couch co-op shit.
Yep.
Oh, wait, you can't even have a guest?
You have to have, that person has to have their own profile.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Could you grub for money any harder?
So, you have to fucking, you want to play with a friend, you gotta pay $10 a month until you're done with the game, and then you cancel. And then it sits there on your table, worthless.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
Because once you play through a Halo campaign once, you're kind of done with it. Unless it was Reach, or 3, or 2.
Or if you really just wanted to go and get all the achievements from the campaign.
Yeah.
Which you don't really have to do. You get the story the moment you go through it on the easiest difficulty.
Yeah, so I don't know. They also announced a Rise of the Tomb Raider game.
That is another game that maybe leaned towards an Xbox One because I really liked Tomb Raider.
I did too.
For the 360.
I did too.
And
I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet.
You should. It's fantastic.
Very good. Very good.
It's so goddamn brutal too. There's so many scenes that are just fuck. If I had to go through this, I'd probably die real quick.
Oh yeah, I was like, I'd be dead.
They were saying that this one's going to kind of take elements of the old one and the newer games and kind of put them together. So, I guess because too many people complain that they're like, oh, this is just an Uncharted with Lara Croft. And they're like, that's a bad thing because...
What a lot of people complained about with the Tomb Raider rehash was that it took place on this one place, and normally when you're playing Tomb Raider, you go all around the world in one
right.
night. So what they're doing with this one is allowing you to go to multiple places around the world.
Yeah, but I thought with that game, it was the different areas were varied enough that it didn't feel like you were doing the same things over and over again.
So they then also announced Dark Souls 3, which they announced it like they were the only ones getting it, but it's not exclusive to their console.
Love that.
Considering Demon Souls was originally just for PS3.
Yeah.
The only reason there's a Dark Souls is because Microsoft was like, we'll give you enough money to put it on our system too.
Right. So Dark Souls 3 for who loves being a masochist.
Guy.
Yeah.
Right
I actually like being able to play games I can possibly complete.
You gotta wade through it, man.
Rare introduced their Rare Play, I believe is what it was called.
It's the Rare Replay Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Where you pay money to play games you already own?
It's like Sega
Holy
Channel,
crap.
but with Rare.
It's 30 different Rare titles, including Conker, including...
Oh, good, which makes that copy I hunted for years worthless
Yeah,
now.
because now this has got a nice polish on it.
The one I paid $45 fucking for.
But it's got some real obscure titles on it, too, like Snake Rattle and Roll.
Never heard of
RC Pro-Am.
Great, it's going to make all my copies of that worth it. I spent $125 for Snake Rattle and Roll.
Battletoads, I think Killer Instinct's on there. Basically, any major rare
Can we get an
title.
actual arcade
hold
port of KI?
Something that Shay's going to be super interested in hearing. Are they bringing back GoldenEye?
I don't know.
Because
No, they won't do that 'cause
that
you
would
want
sell
that.
consoles.
Because people want that, they're not going to get it.
that would sell
I don't
games.
know.
If they did an HD brush up of GoldenEye, that would be fantastic.
And not just, hey,
Not like the
we're
Wii
gonna-
version of
We're
it.
going to take GoldenEye and
they-
then remake it into like Rogue Agent.
It has some shitty ones on there, too, though, because I saw cameos on there.
Well, yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is
How many-
on
Oh my
there.
god,
How many
why?
Kinect games are on that fucking list? Probably.
Why do they have nuts and bolts on? That's not even a game. That's a travesty.
Right.
But
A
it's just,
nightmare wrapped in an
you know, one
enigma.
of their advertising points for this is that there's 30 games and over 10,000 achievement points available for this title.
Who gives a fuck?
One of the achievement points should be like, I paid money for this game.
Just for the achievement points.
But
Yeah.
before you bash the fact that they're throwing shit on here too, it's only $30,
It's not bad.
and it's a physical copy.
Oh, it's a physical copy? That's nice.
That's not too bad then.
So they're making up for it a little bit, but yeah, they are throwing some crap on there. But
They can make up
bolts.
for it. They can make up for it better if they just made a new Banjo-Kazooie game and made a new Conker game. I'd rather have that than them.
It's not going to happen.
Well, they should.
You're not going to
well,
see
the guys that
Banjo
were there
3.
for that are gone doing their own
they're
thing.
making
They
a
should have.
ukulele.
They should have 343 make it then.
No,
It won't work on launch.
Oh my god, it's going to be a first-person shooter
Yeah.
that has no idea that it's...
You'll be
legacy is in
Banjo,
danger.
and you'll play it like The Darkness. Like you'll have the bird on your shoulder there, just hovering. It's like it's going after stuff. You're shooting like fucking apples and stuff out of a potato gun.
He does not shoot apples.
Oh, he will now.
He did not shoot
That's what 343. They're like, oh, we're gonna reinvent this franchise.
Oh my
Well,
god.
another one of the things that you actually just got to see the trailer for that I was actually excited for, and
Cuphead.
I had originally no real interest in getting an Xbox One, and I'm hoping that this doesn't stay exclusive, kind of, because I don't see enough in Xbox for me to want one yet.
This game could totally still work on a 360. There's no reason
It definitely could, but the title's Cuphead. It's an indie game based on the animation style of like 1930s Max Fleischer cartoons.
It almost looks like you're watching like Steamboat
cartoon.
Willie.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That nice, solid, fluid movement and everything. Like
It just, if you got a chance, go on YouTube, look it up. It's just a beautiful looking trailer. With the art style like from the old cartoons. And it's just like,
Buy it.
This is so cool and so different
tell them Grindcast
from
sent you.
the stuff that we're
You
seeing
won't get a
nowadays.
discount.
Because so many companies are pushing so hard to either make things look
Super
8-bit
realistic.
or to make things look super realistic.
Right. Which I love how they make things 8-bit. They just make everything like a square.
Everything's just real
and it's just like
pixelated.
huge. So it doesn't look like 8-bit at all. It just
Yeah.
See, I'm not against 8-bit games, as long as the gameplay is extremely solid.
like Shovel Knight wasn't bad.
Yeah, but that's 16-bit.
Still, it pixels. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. It's
Super Meat
based.
Boy was 8-bit.
16-bit.
What? No.
A lot of those...
He was one pixel himself.
No, he was not.
He was one giant square of meat.
The only time it was 8-bit is when you went into the special stages where it changed the graphics to be like 8-bit.
Okay, fine. The bonus levels in No More Heroes.
Yeah, that's true.
There
That's
you go.
true,
That was
yeah.
8-bit.
Yeah, the jobs and stuff, yeah. But I think one of the things, I don't know if you had any other titles that you wanted to mention.
No, I have down here The Division, but I didn't exactly remember
That's
what
going
that
to
was
be
all
a
about.
cool game.
What was that all about?
It's
I can't remember what
a
that one was.
third-person shooter, kind of like Borderlands, Gears of War, but like more like Borderlands, where it has leveling up and skill
Oh, right,
systems,
yeah, I
and
remember
it's
seeing that.
online. You get to do a bunch of like cool shit in it. The trailer for it looks like I would buy this game if they don't change so much. Because you know how sometimes you'll like see a trailer,
Right.
and the game comes out and it's nothing like what the trailer was showing,
Right.
and it's like, what the fuck happened in that like 6 months?
Right.
You took away everything I could possibly want to play in this game.
So there's one last thing I want to say about Microsoft. Because this was the thing that I thought was cool, but also a giant middle finger to anybody who bought day one consoles and decided, hey, I'm just going to get rid of all my 360 shit because, hey, I want to buy the new console. Because a lot of people do that.
My friend Brett did that.
I don't understand the whole unloading every game I had thing, but they announced at the conference that Xbox One was going to be completely backwards compatible with, I guess, all 360 titles.
It's going to come out in waves.
In waves. Eventually.
It's not going to be all at once. There's going to be updates that are going to run, where certain titles are going to be done first, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But I kind of fear that there are going to be titles that aren't going to be backwards compatible once this is all said and done, which is kind of shitty. But the same thing happens with
titles that are either going to be remastered, and they're like, we want you to buy this version of it, or titles that no one cares about. What I want to see is old consoles becoming forwards compatible. When I play PS4 games with PS3.
When 360 came out, the way the
technically can.
The way the backwards compatibility was set up for that was so bizarre because there were certain titles,
Halo 1 and
major
2,
titles,
I think,
that
were the only ones at the start
that didn't work at all. Like, these were like major titles, and then there were really bizarre titles that were backwards compatible.
Well, and then even some of them that were listed as compatible didn't completely work properly. Because even, you mentioned 2, I was playing that through the campaign, and there was like I had weird ghosting problems, and the clouds in the background, the skyboxes would turn purple and shit. Like, it didn't work completely correct all the time.
The only company that's done that perfectly has been Nintendo. Because when they brought out the Wii, you could play every single GameCube game on the Wii.
Yeah, but now you can't play it on the Wii U.
Yeah, you can't play GameCube games. You can play Wii games.
That sleek black box will just eat those little donuts up.
GameCube donuts.
Little GameCube donut discs. Just like,
But I think this is kind of like Microsoft
your dreams back
completely flip-flopping on stuff that they came out with originally for the Xbox One. They're like, everything's going to be, like registered to your system.
I was so mad because I was hoping when this announced, Major Nelson came out on stage to announce it. Because he was one of the, like, again, when the Xbox One came out, he was one of the people that were just like, well, of course it's not going to be backwards compatible, or you'd have to spend so much more money for that.
Spend another $500.
It's like, it will never be backwards compatible. Well, now here we are.
Yeah. There's always a way.
I wonder if he writes apologies on his blog.
I hope not. I hope he's way more of an asshole about it.
Sorry, I actually do wish I could hang myself every day of my life, because I'm Major fucking Nelson.
You hate that guy so much.
I really do hate him. Every time I'm on Xbox Live and you move over and sometimes they advertise that he has a new blog, he's just standing there with his arms folded and this smug look on his face like, yeah, I make money doing stupid shit.
When it comes to Major Nelson, you're like Fred towards everything he hates.
I wouldn't go that hardcore. I just don't like him. I don't want him to die or anything. I just want him to come out publicly and admit how miserable his life is because of Microsoft.
I guarantee you his life's not miserable at all.
I guarantee you it is.
I mean, his moral code might be, but his life's probably like fantastic. He's probably
he goes
in a pool
home
right now,
hangs up his fucking army uniform because he's a major, puts on the coat hook, and then goes in, kisses his Irish wife goodnight.
What?
She comes in, she's like, "What's wrong with you, Major?" He's just like, "I just don't know. I don't know if I can keep lying like this anymore. They pay us good money. You're a good man. You deserve better. But everyone fucking hates you. You'll never work anywhere else, Major Nelson." It's like, God damn it, Maddie, I love you.
Now, would you kindly hand me that knife over there?
Would you kindly hand me that golf club? And beat me with it.
And kill that son of a bitch.
So,
Stop it.
for me, that's what I had for the Microsoft portion of E3.
Yeah, you got that.
You got that.
Would you kindly?
That's what I had for Microsoft's portion of E3. Did you have anything on your?
Well, just the Cuphead thing and the Rare replay and some of the stuff you already talked about.
In that sense of the term, then, I'm going to flip over to the other side of the coin and go for the PS4.
I bet this is Sega.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Sega's conference. Oh, wait, they didn't show up.
They canceled.
They're in the office like, all right, E3's coming up. What we got? We got Sonic Boom, Fire, and Ice.
Disappointment.
We forgot.
Like, how do you forget E3's coming up? It's like video game Christmas. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm Jewish. I only make games 8 days out of the year.
8 days.
All right.
So that was Sega's conference at E3.
Yeah, that was Sega that said that, not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
over to Sony's side. Sony had some pretty big announcements. Again, they announced games that were going to be on all the other consoles, but acted like it was their baby. They announced Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is going to be on everything else, but I guess it's going to be on their console first, and then on everybody else, which I don't what the fuck that even matters.
I've gotten to the point now where I'm behind in Assassin's Creed games, and
I'm not playing it.
I don't feel like I need to catch up either.
Nah, not playing.
If you start it when they first came out, you're still behind because they release one every year, and they have nothing to do with.
Well, now they're not just releasing the one every year, but then they're doing these offshoot titles too.
Like the Chinese one.
Yeah,
That's like a side scroll. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
So
let it die.
yeah. So there's Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I guess you're in England during like Jack the Ripper's time or whatever, like that time period.
which could be cool, but I just
Yeah, it could be. That's what I said about pirates, and then that wasn't cool.
yeah.
Yeah. What else we got here? They also announced a new Hitman game. So there you go, Fred. You should be happy about that. It actually didn't look bad. It looks like they're kind of like maybe rebooting it and making it a little bit more like seriouser in tone.
Good.
Yeah. They announced Call of Duty Black Ops 3 again. Going to be on their console first, I guess. So if you're that guy that needs to play it before anybody else,
Yeah.
then you gotta drop $400 for a PS4.
Yeah.
Then some of the stuff that is theirs alone that they announced. Street Fighter V, only going to be on PlayStation 4.
People still play Street Fighter.
Oh, god damn. And we're done.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I haven't really heard very much about Street Fighter V.
They just, and the funny thing is when they announced it, they just showed some gameplay footage. And that was really it.
I'll wait until the fourth installment of Street Fighter V.
I'll wait for Ultra Super Mega Street Fighter V. Yeah.
Arcade edition.
Yeah, arcade edition.
So,
All the characters
Hyper
unlocked. Hyper Fight.
They announced, which I think is kind of funny, because they've announced this game at almost every E3 conference for the past 10 fucking years. They announced that Last Guardian is going to finally get a release of some
I
type.
get to think about it this way. Ico and Shadow of the Colossus were really big hits.
Well, I mean,
And-
this game should have been released back when they first fucking started talking
And-
about it.
They use this as a way to be like, hey, come to our conference. We're going to talk about Last Guardian. Really? Is it coming out? We can't tell you.
Yeah, we can't tell you.
Well, it's kind
we
of-
could just be tricking you again.
It's kind of funny because it's kind of like Duke Nukem Forever all over again, but hopefully this time it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
I don't see how this one would be anywhere near the level of awful that Duke Nukem Forever was.
Don't.
Shut up.
You say that.
You were expecting The Order to be a great game, and that was terrible.
I wasn't expecting. I was more like hoping.
I'm
It
just
looked
saying.
really cool.
I'm just
So I
saying.
like the idea of playing like a Night of the Round Table fighting like werewolves and shit.
Believe me, I would love for this game to actually come out and be good, because I love everything so far that studio has put out. Like, well, I guess Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I love both of those fucking games.
Pretty sure they did a few more, but I'm like, I can't think.
Yeah,
of
but
it.
not like in that.
Those are their
line.
signature
Yeah.
titles.
Yeah,
So I'd love for this to be good. Hopefully it will be.
indeed.
Then Guerrilla Software, which off the top of my head right now I can't really
I don't
remember
know who
games
the
that
fuck
they
that
made.
is.
They announced a game that they were working on that's like more experimental. It's called Horizon Zero Dawn.
What the fuck is that?
Basically, it's another game that takes it's like post-apocalyptic, but it's like because robots destroyed the Earth, and now we're like hunting kind of like Indians used to, but we're hunting robot animals.
What? Why?
I don't know. They didn't really explain why there were robot animals. I guess a simulation, maybe.
I don't know.
What?
But it looks interesting. The only thing I hate about it is, like, the game looked beautiful. The opening started, and then they started playing the game, and then it got really familiar looking. It looked exactly like Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed 3, where you did the hunting missions
Oh, yeah.
to get stuff to better your village that you lived in.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what it looked like. Because they jump off a cliff into a pile of bushes, and they're hiding in the bushes. One of the things kind of sees them. It throws up like this little caution yellow sign. It's like looking for them. And then it can't find it, and it turns away from the bushes, and she jumps out and does an assassin stab on the thing. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, I'm really looking for a new type of game, not something that's already been kind of done. They're just like, oh, it's like Assassin's Creed, but now it's in the future. We're just gonna skip everything that they didn't get to yet. There's just no animus this time. You're just there. Shit's real.
Yep. Can't go back to sleep.
Nope. God damn it. So there was another, I guess these are two indie games that they announced. One that was called No Man's Sky.
I've seen about that.
This thing looks interesting because it's like a humongous open sandbox space game.
Yeah.
Because during the trailer, like, demo, the guy, like, he's on a planet, and he zooms out, and he's like, okay, so here's the one galaxy, or the solar system that we're in. He's like, you see each one of these stars, that's a place you can visit. And there might have been like 20 or 30. He's like, no, I want you to keep that in mind. He zooms out even farther. Then you're seeing hundreds of stars, and he's like, you can go to every one of these places.
Yeah.
And he's like, and we're gonna go even further. And he just hits the stick back, and it's just like, it goes through like 7 or 8 different screens full of stars, and he's like, you can go to any one of these places at any time you want. He's like, I can guarantee you nobody's gonna visit everything that's on this map.
Yeah.
And he just picked a random place, went there, and just explored it. I was like, this is kind of cool. It's kind of what Destiny should have been. So I thought that was cool. And there was another one that they announced called Dreams. It's almost like your own personal clay animation game creator. It looked really neat. Because they showed, the guy, like, you hold your controller in front of you, and it tracks the controller, so you draw what you want in the game with the controller like that. It looks really awkward.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how intuitive is that?
Yeah, it looks really awkward how you do it, but what they did after they drew something and they created how they wanted it to go, it looked really cool. So maybe they're gonna work on making that a little bit easier to use, but... So, then there was an Uncharted 4. Everybody knew that was coming. That really wasn't that big of a shocker. There was Star Wars Battlefront.
I'm a little bit excited.
Looks kind of cool because I loved playing like the first-person shooter ones that were on PC, like way back in the DOS age.
So you played Battlefront?
I haven't played the original Battlefront. No,
the first Battlefront's pretty good. It's from what I've seen for the new one, what they're doing is making it more like Battlefield, which I have nothing against. I love the Battlefield.
No, I have nothing against that either. Just don't take another first-person shooter and make it like something it shouldn't have been, because...
Oh, no.
I'm talking about Halo, kids.
If you play the original Battlefront, it's what you would expect from a Star Wars shooting game. Mm-hmm. It's a first-person shooter in the Star Wars
What were those
universe.
ones on the DOS? It was like Star Wars Dark Forces? Something or
Something
other?
like that. I know what you're talking about.
I lose track of
They were
my
good.
Star Wars titles through the years.
It was Doom.
So
It was
many.
Doom Star Wars. It was good.
Yeah.
So, and then I get down to what was probably their 2 biggest announcements they made. Shenmue. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's gonna pick up on the mic or not, but like I just start talking and I hear Jason play with his zipper. I'm
not
like,
playing with it. I'm fucking.
I'm like,
zipping my
oh, he's
pants.
really happy about Shenmue 3.
It's like Shenmue 3. Yes, been waiting so long.
Yeah, they announced the Kickstarter for Shenmue 3, which Sony's backing,
Which is so
but only
ridiculous.
just like host backing it. They're not actually donating money to it.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. It's like You guys are just so astonished by all these Kickstarter games getting up and running with a lot of money backing them. And then you decide, oh, that's a great way to get Shenmue 3 up. You could also spend the money you've earned from people buying Shenmue 1 and 2 and all the rest of your games.
I still say, Hideo, Guillermo, see what's going on, start that shit, make Silent Hills happen.
Yeah.
Fuck Konami.
Well, Kojima's not doing anything anymore. He's gonna go relax.
A couple more before I know where you're going with the big.
You don't know where I'm going?
I think I do.
No, it's Yoshi's Woolly.
We didn't mention Dishonored 2 yet.
Oh yeah, well.
Really? Because it sounded like you were kind of interested.
I want the game. I want it a lot. The first one was great.
Yes, it was.
It was very good. I only hope that in this one, if they want to give you more of the choice between stealth and rushing into things, that they would make some of the situations a little bit more
less
like
ridiculous.
Yes, yes.
Because
I agree with that 100%.
I said to him, there was this one part where like you had to knock that one guy out and you had to take him back to your base because you were going to interrogate him. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you knock him out, the place, Sokolov, the place is just swarming with guards, and you can't pick this guy up and blink with him to get to like ledges or anything. You have to physically walk out of the place. And the only way you can get out of there is if you like leveled up your rat thing enough that it scares them away. But if you didn't, because most people won't, because you're trying to get blink up as far as it can go, because that's the best thing you have.
It is fantastic. Yeah. For just sneaking everywhere.
And this mission happens so early on in the game that it becomes like I get to a point where I just had to drop the guy in the room, just go out and start stabbing and blowing people away. Yeah. And I wanted to try and go through it with killing as less people as I could. Or any at all, because I knew that was something you could do.
Yeah, which I don't even know how to begin. Like, I like the game, but, like, I am just horrible at stealth games. I'm just awful. Well, and then it's as stealthy as I am in real life.
Where'd you go? Oh, there you go. But there's like the whole second...
Yeah,
there's that whole second half of the game then, when the other assassination guild is now coming after you. Like, how do you hide from any of these guys? You can't hide from them.
You gotta sleep dart your way out.
I know, but that's the only thing.
It's true. It's true.
But sleep darts and all that shit come by so few and far between.
You gotta do them sparingly. Make sure you.
And then, like the first time, I remember going out into the map, and then there's those guys in the fucking walkers, and you're like, "Well, how the boys? Yeah, the tall boys." I'm like, "How the fuck do you take these things down?" It's like shoot them with the electrical dart. You do that, and then they just like, where'd that come from? Like, I didn't do shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't. You have to take them
in the ass.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You have to take them down with physical force because they find you so easily.
The thing that I think I enjoyed the most about Dishonored was the fact that it felt like two different games.
It felt like BioShock.
It felt like BioShock, but the game itself felt like two different stories.
No, that's what I'm trying to
completely.
Oh. I thought you meant felt like two different games in one.
Like the first half of the game was a complete game, and then all of a sudden the second half of the game, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Because of the way the time frames are and stuff, and you find out, wait, he was what? You know, it's just
you don't want to spoil anybody.
No, I don't. Because I recommend people trying it out. I think it's a very underrated game.
Underrated?
I don't think as many people played it as you think.
I've seen people
that won a shit ton of awards though.
I've talked to people that I don't feel like know much about video games talk like, about Dishonored.
I'm right.
No, I'm just saying. I'll be honest. I didn't pick it up until I got it at a yard sale or something when I picked it up. I didn't jump on it right away like everybody else did. I know that's my thing. I don't get new systems until they're like $15.
We'll buy a Wii U when it's $10 at a yard sale.
But
I have the tarot cards that came with pre-ordering it.
That's actually sweet.
The tarot cards are pretty fucking cool. And there's a game that's in the game. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a Nanny or something like that. I can't remember. They actually played it in the game.
I have to ask though. Did you watch the girl in the bathtub? Do you remember that part?
Near the beginning?
Yeah, you had to make that decision on whether you want to look in or not.
You didn't look. Oh, you're such a jerk.
Look, I'll tell you right now. The first time I played through Catherine, I got the true love ending. Answering completely honestly.
Yeah. That's what doctors would do to a guy.
Yes, they will.
I promised some people that we would discuss this one, Kingdom Hearts 3.
You can break promises, right? They're not an oaf.
Here's the thing. How
Oaths
can you
can't
fucking
break.
call it 3? After 2, you had how many different...
You had Dream Drop Distance, which was 3D, and then you had 358 over 2 days. You had who knows how many remakes of the first game and the second game.
Wasn't there one about sleep?
Birth Before Sleep.
Yep. Chain of Memories, Rechain of Memories. How the fuck you call
There
this
should be
thing?
like it should be like Phantom Future Hourglass Dreams 52 card pickup.
I know.
Look,
I
it
know.
doesn't matter if they call
I know
it.
your feelings on the Kingdom Hearts series is. There's certain things that just killed it for you.
Were really good games when they started.
Yeah.
2, I think, was the last good one. After that, they didn't need to make all that shit that went on the DS. Plus, I really hate how everything looked pretty good and serious in the first 2 games. And then as the incarnations went on through the DS, it got kiddier and kiddier looking. The fucking nobodies are sitting there wearing like pink clown fucking outfits. It's just like, what is this shit? And then the storyline got so goddamn convoluted.
I think that may have been a strategy simply because what they're going to do is make the third one very serious and, like, dark. So
No,
what
you
they
know what's
did
going to
was,
happen?
try
It's
to
going to be
dull you down.
It's going to be serious and dark looking for whatever the trailer of the game would be.
Have you seen-
Then it starts and they're like, "Ha, I got you, fucker."
No, they're not going to do that.
Haha, it's Disney.
Because
And then every time you walk, it's like it's like this nice little theme song every time you start walking. And then Donald's whistling and Goofy's like, "Oh yeah." It's what it's going to be the whole fucking time.
You're so jaded.
That's because they ruined the goddamn franchise.
Yeah, they waited way too long to get back to where
Plus,
it needed to be.
Like
what I-
Last Guardian, they did this with Kingdom Hearts 3 back when PS3 was announced. The first time PS3 is announced, they're like, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be on PS3.
Now-
And we're like,
no, we
oh my
needed
god,
that.
I gotta buy this! And then like, sorry,
We
we
lied.
You're
lied.
getting a 0.5 remix. That's what you're getting.
Yeah, you're gonna get both the remix, the HD, like, upgrades,
Yeah.
but they don't look any fucking different. Trust me, I bought one of them.
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, a lot of people will say a lot of series get killed because of certain things, like Tomb Raider. The later that series went, the more it got real awful.
Hot funnel cakes here for the Tomb Raider.
The funnel cakes, yeah.
But I think the
Only 2 other people might get that job.
the shocker of this
That was a
E3, was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because
Which Jason doesn't care because
I
that's
just
the hipster thing to do.
I just
No.
assumed that this was never going to happen. Because
Another thing that's
of
been
Steam.
announced.
it's been
Steam
announced
update.
so many times.
Well, and it's also funny because they announced this, I guess, a couple months ago, but they said it was only going to be
PC,
a
right?
port
Yeah.
of the PC version.
The Steam version, which
of the
was
game.
awful.
So there wasn't going to be any remake or like upgrading. It was just going to be a port of the PC version. So everything was going to still be polygons. They were just going to be higher polished polygons.
Well, and then at one point they were like, "Oh, it's like they were really like, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen." And then it became Crisis Core.
Crisis Core is terrible.
It was terrible.
Terrible.
It could
I
have
think
been better.
Dissidia was more terrible than
could've
that.
been
Dissidia
better.
is fucking awesome.
Dissidia is not a fighting game. It is push some buttons and hope something happens.
You were
fighting game.
awful at it then.
I had more fun having a fighting game playing Alex Kidd doing rock, paper, scissors than trying to figure out how to make Dissidia work.
I tell you right now, I know how to play Dissidia, and
You
I
have
enjoyed it a
to
lot.
you have to play Dissidia like you're putting in Sega Genesis cheat codes.
No, you don't.
It's not fun.
But
Plenty fun.
I will say I like that it's a remake, not just HD graphics.
Like they did with 8.
It's actually gonna be
Yeah, it almost looks like the Advent Children movie style graphics.
it does. It's like they actually took the time to do it.
Now, there is something I've been reading, and they said they're going to also make tweaks and alterations to the story.
Are they going to
So it's
allow you
not
to
gonna
actually bring back Eris this time?
I don't know what that.
That would be like them doing like a director's cut of the Transformers movie and not having Optimus Prime die.
God damn it!
Spoiler alert.
Don't worry, Autobots.
Spoiler alert on that 30-year-old movie.
It was just a flesh wound. They only got my muffler.
But you say I don't really care about Final Fantasy VII because it's the hipster thing to do. didn't find it to be
because
that groundbreaking.
You're the guy that likes to like all the underdog games that they remake those kind of things. You don't
talking about.
like.
I like almost all the Final Fantasy games.
I know, but I'm just like, and I get in this argument with my wife. She's all about Final Fantasy VI, which I don't hate. It's a good game.
It's fantastic.
But when I bring up this talk, the argument that always ends up coming up is I say, 6 was a good game, but more people played 7.
They definitely
and it
did.
got more of a cultural acceptance than 6
because it
did.
was the first 3D game and this and that.
I'm not trying to say it's the best Final Fantasy,
I'm not
because by
saying
all
you
means
are.
it isn't the best.
I
But for this to
personally
be
feel like
remade,
a lot of people think that 7's story is just like amazingly fantastic, and it's really not all that great. Cloud's a coward, Sephiroth's a mama's boy, and you
Cloud wasn't a coward. He just didn't care. He was just like, I'm here to fight just to fight. I don't really give a shit what happens. That's not a coward.
Dude, play the game again.
Well,
I've played it multiple times.
yeah.
If you were a coward, you wouldn't go under the ocean to fight a fucking fucking monster.
Emerald Weapon was bullshit.
Oh,
Don't even bring up Emerald Weapon to me. You know what fucking
But still, if you're a coward, you're not gonna go down.
Bad memories, man.
Whatever.
You don't gotta have him in the party.
You need that Cloud there every time.
Seriously?
Yes.
Because before you could take him out and put like a
No,
team
I'm
of
fucking with you.
Sid, Yuffie, and Tifa.
But in all honesty, a lot of the older Final Fantasy games, most of all of them did get a
They all got
redo
remade.
in some way or form.
Final
This
Fantasy
one
6
didn't.
was remade.
Fucking 10 got a remastering before this did.
Yeah.
And 10 was one of the worst fucking ones out there, as far as I'm concerned.
A lot of people will debate that. I would say it's really bad.
I didn't like it. It wasn't.
I'm agreeing with you.
The main character was just, he was a fucking coward. If you want to make any of the main characters a coward, he was a fucking coward. Oh, he's a bitching all the time. This is my story. It's gonna get you. I ran it to you.
I don't remember Cartman being in that, but
Hey, you guys.
I get the wrong
I'm
edition.
from Danica. I used to play volleyball underwater.
Titus doesn't exist. So what does it matter?
Oh God! You just destroyed everybody's life.
Who cares?
It was like
Final
when
Fantasy 10.
It was like when Will dropped the Lost Bomb. No, but seriously, I would have wanted 7 to have a remake before 10.
Oh yeah, definitely. They should have just gone in order. Like it's
It's
in
like
order.
they were
Go
being
in order.
dicks and they were just holding this back. Like, oh, people really want it. We're not giving it to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd really like a remake of 9, but that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I know it's not gonna happen.
I thought you were gonna say 8. I'm like, I'm
Okay.
I'm gonna shit the Chinese I just ate out of my head.
Like I did earlier. But
If they remade 8 and did a different system for getting magic, I'd love it more.
I tell you right now,
The draw system, I fucking
Yeah, I was
hated.
like, wait a minute. Going back to when I played that. Oh,
the
yeah.
draw system was really terrible. But I would tell you,
I fucked up the card game.
combat. Dude, Triple Triad was awesome.
Fuck that up.
I still remember the music that every time you go, it's like dun 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 dun.
I love that game.
Oh yeah, it was easy as shit.
That was
So much
terrible.
fun.
That was easy. It's just like, hey, this has a bigger number than that one. I'll put it right there.
I was just like, I don't do this. Hit buttons.
The only time I
don't
didn't
have
like
any
it is when they
good
added all those
weapons.
ridiculous fucking rules.
Yeah. This is how our clan plays.
I
No,
started
fuck
selling
you.
my cards off.
But
Lowest number beats the highest number.
one of the stupider things about 8 was that really leveling up didn't matter as long as you junctioned certain things to your attacks and whatnot, you win. Like if you put bio on your attacks, you win because nothing can resist it.
And as
Nothing
long as you had
resisted.
Doom Train, you won.
Fucking right, Doom Train.
I hated that fucking thing just because it was such a cop-out. It made the game so easy after
You know what
you
makes
get
the
it.
game even easier?
Diablo.
Selfie, the
Yeah.
chick with I guess
The yellow
boomerang or
suspenders.
whatever. Yeah. During her limit break, if you open the disc, you automatically get her best one. The disc tray, you automatically get her best one called The End, where what happens, it goes to like one of those, like, please stand by screens of like a pretty field, and all you hear is the sound of somebody eating things.
For some reason, when you said open the disc, it just made me think of like when you see people like type stuff in like webcam chat rooms, like the women, they're like, open your chest. Like, open your disc, BB.
Put shoe on head.
Put you on head. So, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Sold. I already bought it. I'm gonna get it before I get Bloodstained.
Yeah, you will.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, you will.
2017 for Bloodstained,
Well,
which, if you didn't know, reached 5.5 million.
yeah, we announced that the last time. I think.
No, we
Really?
didn't because we recorded before the Kickstarter.
Ah, right. I had it wrote down. I went back a page in history.
But yeah, it is the highest Kickstarter game on Kickstarter
Yeah.
at 5.5 million. It's
So I guess
insane.
we will call this part 1 of our E3 coverage.
Part 1.
Part 2 will be our Nintendo segment of the E3 coverage. Nintendo had
Switch-
a lot of shit that they
Switch
unveiled.
the disc 2.
Switch over to disc 2. Take a right at the first stoplight. Oh, cat.
Mr. Miyagi's here.
He made his debut again.
He loves it.
So, who wants to tell everybody where they can find our lovely show?
Well,
You can. Well, partner.
let me tell you what. You can find us on iTunes. That's the way Will Bacon prefers it. We're on grindcast.libsyn.com.
All right, now do him as Genghis Khan. Only you and I are gonna get that. They want him, Will. Women, Pilgrim. There weren't any pilgrims then.
There was somewhere.
You threw me off so much. I was going so good.
Flat tire.
Grindedword.com.
There we go.
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Podcast source?
The podcast source. That's the app we're on.
YouTube.
Hi.
YouTubes.
Hi.
Hi, Captain.
Hi, YouTubes. Facebook. Like us. Subscribe.
Comment.
Yeah.
Comment.
Request things.
Requests.
If you don't even know how to find us on Facebook with that little search bar, you can also just type in facebook.com/grindedword.
Yeah.
Take you right there. You don't even have to type in any more shit. It's just like bam, right there.
Right there it is.
Yeah.
Get all it to you.
Yeah.
Your feed.
You feed.
You feed me
You do-
more.
You do it.
There's a contest.
Yeah. Tell them about it, because I don't think they like hearing
There's
me
a
talk about it.
contest.
Give them deets.
And it's real easy, folks.
People like your voice better than mine.
People like my voice. And this is what you have
They'll
to
do it now.
You get your friends, and hopefully you have some. And you
don't.
get those people to go on Facebook.
.com/grindedword.
And if they don't have a
Right
Facebook,
there, look at that. And
make a Facebook for them.
yeah, make them a Facebook.
Yeah, if you don't have friends, make them up.
Make them a Facebook like, this isn't Jason, Matt will never know. And then have all your
Phantom
friends
account.
go on the Phantom account. And then you go on there
Yeah.
and
Make Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen.
what you have to do is once you like the page, you go on to one of our posts, you like it, you comment, and you tell them who sent you. And what happens is...
And it can't be Will, because he can't win.
I can't win because I am not
He's
bipartisan.
technically an employee of the company.
I sent
tec-
myself.
I am a subsidiary of Grinded Word. You tell them who sent you. That person could win a free loot crate, and they'll probably share some of it with you because you helped them do it.
Yeah.
And
So-
it's absolutely free. Shipping included.
Yeah, it's absolutely free.
Oh, punch it!
Oh,
And who doesn't like free loot?
Apparently,
Apparently everybody.
everybody does.
Well, I think they do. They're just being lazy.
The shot. The real shot.
Grindcast doesn't.
You don't discriminate against lazy people.
This is
Will.
approved
You know the
opinion,
thing about
too.
lazy people?
They're handsome.
They don't get free loot crates.
Yeah, it's true.
So come on, people.
It's literally a $20 savings plus shipping and handling that I'm gonna give out to you guys.
And you don't even know what's in the box. It could be a boat.
Yeah. And I
You
want
know how much you wanted one of those?
I want to do this every month
Anything
too.
could be in the
So
boat.
I want to see that people want to do this. I want to do it every month. I'd love to have contests all the time.
Go on there, like, comment, tell them who sent you. Like, comment, tell them who sent you.
One of us.
Like,
Of us.
comment,
One of us.
and as always, thank you for listening. We'll
Thanks
catch
so
you next
much.
time for part 2 of the E3 discussion.